Hey,
Hey
I'm
guys,
supposed to do the
welcome to
introduction.
Lifestyles
Hi
in
guys,
Atlanta.
welcome to Lifestyles in Atlanta. Today we actually have a podcast, and it is about 4 healthy things that you can do in 2020. Entertainment, exercise, talking to people around the world, and activism.
So, without any further ado, let's get down to it, shall we? Right after this.
Catch 'em all.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Lifestyles in Atlanta, where we talk about, guess what? Lifestyles in Atlanta. I'm David Anderson, your host for this podcast, where I will be talking about ways to stay healthy in the year 2020. 2020 has been a challenging year, mostly because of COVID. In fact, this very well might be the most challenging year of everybody's lives, if not almost everybody's lives. COVID-19, understandably, has been a damper through a lot of daily routines, such as talking to friends, working, going to public, and traveling, whether it would be driving or through a plane. COVID-19 has forced people to self-quarantine and social distance to help prevent the spread and to prevent acquiring COVID-19 themselves. In addition, a man named George Floyd was murdered by a police officer in Minneapolis, Minnesota, because of the color of his own skin. This has resulted in numerous protests and riots, not just through Minneapolis, Minnesota, but through various major cities in the world, including Atlanta, Georgia. This has also caused a lot of stress, mostly because of riots that have occurred as a result. Well, despite these challenges, there are still ways to stay healthy in the year 2020. I will be talking about 4 of them, which include entertainment, exercising, talking to people around the world, and activism. And before I get to those 4 items, I do want to note that I understand that people are growing more sick and tired of the expression self-quarantining and social distancing. I understand that. However, they do have to be mentioned because they are vital when it relates to COVID-19. And we do have to keep doing those 2 things, but no matter how well you do them, those 2 are not going to be enough just by themselves to stay healthy in the year 2020, which is why I'm here to talk about 4 ways that this can be accomplished. The first way to stay healthy in 2020 is through entertainment. Forms of entertainment that exist include music, movies, entertainment, books, and theater. People in the entertainment industry have been challenged in the year 2020. Because of COVID-19, many planned releases have been postponed, and planned events from entertainers have also been postponed because of COVID. Well, the good news is many of these entertainers have relied on communicating with their audiences through the internet. Entertainers who have done this include Ariana Grande, Madonna, and Atlanta's own Lil Baby. Also, people in the theater industry have also produced readings of their plays online. So therefore, those of you who have grown sick and tired of watching every DVD you've owned, listening to every CD you own, reading every book that you own, you're probably thinking, okay, we've been self-quarantining for a while. I've watched, listened, and read everything that I own. Well, good news. The entertainment industry has relied on the internet to communicate with their audiences. For music, venues such as YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, and Google Play would be top choices. For movies, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Google Play are top choices. I personally love Netflix and Amazon Prime. In fact, I just got done binge watching 13 Reasons Why and The Handmaid's Tale, which I recommend them. If they're not of your taste, I understand. There are lots of other things that are out there that will pertain to such. And also for sitcoms, Netflix and Amazon Prime, and along with Hulu, have been top websites. And as far as books goes, Google Books and Open Library have been popular with their audiences, and with theater, Hulu and YouTube have been most popular for producing plays or readings of plays online. And the good news is they're pretty easy to use. They can be accessed through a computer or a smartphone. And many of these memberships have free or paid memberships. They both have different benefits, so whichever one you prefer is a matter of your own discretion. Just so you know, with the free memberships, many of them are going to include many commercials or ads in the most unpleasant times or when you least expect it. So if you don't mind those ads, you can go ahead with the free memberships. Otherwise, if you really do not want those ads, then I'm going to recommend doing the paid ones. And as far as paid memberships go, many of these memberships have various types of paid memberships. Some cost less, some cost more. Before you commit to the paid membership that you want, read through what the benefits are, and afterwards then you can decide which one is best for you, and then go from there. A second way to stay healthy is through exercising. How many of you go to the gym? And how many of you have a gym membership? If this is you, how long has it been since you've been to the gym? And has it been closed during COVID-19? Well, I understand that this might be a challenging time for you because of this. Yes, this has been a more challenging to get some exercise. Well, the good news is you don't necessarily need to go to a gym to get some exercise. There are creative ways to go about that. Some are common and some might be creative. Such fitness rituals that one can do outside of the gym include running, walking, weights, aerobics, and yoga. They can be performed outdoors, they can be performed in a park, or they can be done in your own home. Regarding weights, yes, granted, I do understand that gyms don't let you take home weights. Yeah, that's a rule. Well, and I understand some of you do not own weights. Good news, there are substitutes that you can use instead of regular weights that you see at the gym. Such substitutes include canned foods, furniture, dressers, and heavy machinery. Depends on what kind of build or buff that you want to go for, or what kind of challenge you want to go for. That all depends on you. And I will say if you're looking to get kind of buff, it does not really take much. A lot of people think, oh, I have to do 200 pounds or 300 pounds. Not true. Just simple canned food on each hand should be enough to get you a good feeling that you worked out. Also, running and walking do not require gym membership. In fact, you can do a lot of walking in the park or along the sidewalk. And however, I would recommend before you go to one of those venues, I would recommend observe the area or areas in which you are interested. See if people are self-quarantining, people are social distancing, and if you see that yes, people are, or there are not many people around, or if there are they respectful? If you answered yes, then go with those parks or venues. Otherwise, if you're not feeling the area, don't do it. Oh, and don't forget, it's got to be beautiful. If it's not beautiful, don't go there. Otherwise, if you don't like the scenery, you're going to be miserable. Yoga and aerobics can be done indoors and outdoors. This can be done just indoors, like through a living room or a bedroom, or wherever you feel most comfortable. Otherwise, you can also do it in your front yard or your backyard. Either one, whether you prefer indoors or outdoors, that's up to you, whichever way makes you more comfortable. I personally prefer the indoors, but that's just me. You might think differently. And a good benefit of yoga and aerobics is that aerobics gives you maintaining of strength and overall health, whereas yoga gives you a moment of ease and tranquility. And depending on how advanced you are at yoga, you might be able to get some muscle and maybe some tone in there, if that's what you're looking for. A third way to stay healthy in 2020 is by communicating with people throughout the world. Social media is said to be the easiest way to meet people throughout the world. Such social media outlets that are popular include Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Messenger. You can use them to meet people throughout the world, and let's face it, there are lots of people out there who are looking to meet people. So you should be able to find somebody if you're looking at the right places, and with those 4 that I listed for you, you should be able to find somebody if you know where to look. And knowing which places to look, there are chat rooms, there are social media rooms that are dedicated to meeting people throughout the world, so look for them, and you should be able to find some people to meet through there. And when you meet people throughout the world, you also get an opportunity to learn about various cultures that exist throughout the world, which also enhances your mind a lot more. Not just as it educates, but it also gives you emotional growth that you can apply to your daily lives when you're talking to people. And also the more we do this, when COVID-19 is over, if you talk to a lot of people throughout the world, you're going to be a better person because you're more enlightened, you know more about what people do, you know more about cultures, and you get a personal ease of mind afterwards. The fourth and final way that I'll be talking about to stay healthy in the year 2020 is through activism. Whatever topic you want to get active with, it should be something that you feel passionate about, whether it would be through civil rights, environmental issues, thank you Dr. Kim, or educational. It should be something that you feel strongly about. In light of the current events that have been occurring in 2020, I'm going to use racism as an example, mostly because of the murder of George Floyd, which occurred in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And in this case, it really hasn't been so much the protests and the riots that have caused a lot of stress. It's the fact that we still have the same shit that's been going on as has been going on for centuries. A lot of cops are still murdering people of color because they're people of color. And this has left millions of people frustrated because politicians and cops are not listening to these people. Therefore, we still have these issues going on. And as far as the protest goes, I understand that a lot of people don't feel comfortable attending these protests because of COVID-19. That's understandable. However, if this is you, you can still get active through the cause. 2 easy ways that you can do this is through social media and yard signs. And you're probably thinking, wait a minute, I'm not. This doesn't mean attending a protest. This isn't activism. That's not true. Posting on social media and posting yard signs, anything like that, is just as much activism as attending a protest, because it makes your voice heard, it emphasizes the importance of this issue, it forces people to listen, and it forces people to think. And when you're posting these, do they have to be unique? No. Can they be cliched ones? Sure they can. Yeah, either way, it doesn't matter. As long as your voice is heard, as long as you're talking through your heart, not through your brain, that's what counts. And when you're posting or expressing your opinions, testimonies of personal experience are quite important, because when people hear testimonies and personal stories, you're forcing people to think even deeper than the regular chants. Don't get me wrong, the regular chants are quite vital. In fact, they're heavily vital. But personal stories are really what people want to hear the most. So those ones are the most important. And if you're looking for some good yard signs, common signs with slogans that I've seen in people's yards have included sayings such as, "I can't breathe," "Black Lives Matter," and "No justice, no peace, prosecute the police." And when you do a sign They should be short and straight to the point. Otherwise, if you keep them too long, people are just going to drive by. They're not going to even read it. So short and sweet, people will read it and people will remember them. So I hope that this podcast has been helpful for you. So I hope you consider using entertainment, exercising, socializing with people throughout the world, and activism as ways to stay healthy in 2020. And please follow Lifestyles in Atlanta by clicking the follow button on here. And I look forward to seeing you again soon, and have a great day. Thank you.